That's what's up. Beat writer for the LA Chargers, OC Register, SoCal Sports. Am I missing one?
SoCal News Group.
SoCal News Group, sorry.
Man, there's 11 newspapers, so I could go through all of them, or you could just say OC Register or LA Daily News. They both work fine.
And most importantly, and shout out to the Artesia plug, most importantly, a CSUN alum, a fellow Matador.
Yeah. You should have started with that. Where did you go to college? I would have said CSUN Matadors class of 2012.
No, that's what now you gotta end with that. That's the biggest pop because we can just get right to it. You're like, oh yeah, you went to CSUN. That trumps everything else. It makes all the sense in the world. Of course, he has all those different jobs.
CSUN's one of those things everyone has to do once in their life.
Yeah, right.
It's like a rite of passage.
You grew up in Southern California. You probably took one class at CSUN.
Yes, sir.
You're like, did CSUN ruin my life? A little bit, but did it give me more perspective? Yeah. Am I ever paying my student loan back? No. I will neglect it like child support. But thanks for calling in. We just want to know.
Yeah, I was going to say, the only reason why I'm on this phone call because I went to CSUN, so I'm glad I get a perk out of it somehow.
I know, right? Because I hit you in the DMs and I was like, oh, you went to CSUN? Okay, this could go one of two ways. You get left over it, or it's going to be utter pettiness when he calls in. I like it. I'm liking it so far. But speaking of utter pettiness, I know, like, with COVID going on and you covering the Chargers, how's that whole process kind of been?
Yeah, it's been a little awkward. It's a different field, very unique, of course. I guess, first time in sports history, I guess you could call it, a pandemic going on. So it's kind of, you get a feel for, you kind of see how things go day by day. But, the weird thing, it hasn't felt too strange, maybe because, I still had a regular kind of training camp where I go in and I get to watch a full practice. It wasn't like I was on the field on the sidelines trying to get a close look at these players. So I was still in the same kind of area outside of the fence, walking around, doing my thing. I guess the weird part was I was wearing a mask the whole time, but I kind of forget sometimes. Unless it's very hot and I'm sweating through the mask, that's probably the only bad part. But the other weird thing is that once practice is over, it's kind of a strange thing. Usually we all gather together in a big circle and we fire questions to Anthony and Lynn and the players from like 3 or 4 feet away. Now we kind of just all go to our little workstations, go to our laptops or whatever device we use. The players go walk to a podium. I guess I call it the Zoom podium. So they go over there. They're about 50 yards away from us, and we're talking through Zoom on our laptops. You get these weird echoes going on. It's a little chaotic sometimes. People are stuck on mute. People freeze. But we're getting through it.
So. Over under how many people have mouth breathed into like the mic? 5 to 7. Between 5 and 7. That's the average.
Oh man, it's at least once a day. The weird thing today, we were talking to Denzel Perryman, and I think he made a joke. And the weird part, while he made that joke, there was like crickets going on behind him. And I was like, what's going on? Is that part of the joke? Nobody was laughing at his joke, so the sound of crickets was kind of playing. I'm guessing that was a real live thing, so it kind of was on cue. So you hear all these crazy things. You hear dogs barking, but you definitely hear a lot of breathing or people out of breath during training camp.
So, Kenny and I, this is P here, we both, have been in different press boxes and things like that. And, they always tell you, as a journalist, it's all about relationships and building relationships with these players. So I'm just curious, now that, your access is a little bit different, has that affected, how you build relationships with these players?
Yeah, it definitely does. The one thing that we're going to, us reporters are going to hurt on or miss out on the most is the open locker room. When you get to go in after practice or before practice and you have a locker room open for about, I think it was 45 minutes. I forget now. It's been so long from a regular kind of a setup. But you have this locker room open and all 53 guys, even the guys.
Oh. What happened?
Somebody
he was just getting his bag.
Somebody It literally just a call dropped, I guess.
Yeah, he probably just dropped the call.
That's Artesia. It's probably a plane flew over. As soon as he said Artesia, I was like, sure.
I was like, yo, we getting paid on there.
This could go one of two ways.
Artesia. I was like, oh, shit. We got James Harden on the line.
Yeah. Trevor Ariza, when you need him. Is Westchester there?
Shout out to the Pioneers.
Oh, is that Artesia?
Yeah.
The Pioneer League?
I had no idea.
Yeah. We ran them one year.
We are.
We tried. They were tough.
I mean, hopefully, he calls back in.
Maybe his phone died.
That would suck too.
Maybe he's just...
Because he was getting into his bag.
He was really getting his bag. Like, what if this is a rib? What if it's a rib? And he's just like, nah, I'm going to wait. I'm coming mad now. Damn it! Why does this always happen to us? We get a guest and something happens, but nah. Well, in the meantime, we'll put a pin in the Chargers thing. We'll redshirt that, kind of like Derwin James' season this year. We'll just redshirt.
As he was talking about Zoom calls, is what happens, right?
He's out 6 to 8
Oh
months.
yeah, it's ironic.
The Lakers beat the Supersonic. No, they didn't. Anyway, back to a trash organization, the Jags. Like, where do they go from
I don't
here?
know why you're always trying to talk about the Jags. Like,
Where
every
are they
week
going?
this dude
Like,
somehow
no, like
wants
their
to
last,
bring the Jags
since
up.
95, bro, all their first-round picks, only 2 of their first-round picks have actually on a second contract. Like, how does a team keep screwing up this much?
Hey,
and they're an
that's
expansion
insane.
franchise.
Yeah. That's insane.
I
Only
don't think
2?
the Chiefs have had that many first-round picks bust out.
And they've probably
95.
been to more...
Ryan Sims was terrible.
And they've been to what?
Yeah, you remember Ryan Sims.
Maybe they're just trying to get established in London.
Yeah.
They've probably been to more AFC Championship games than the Browns, though. 2.
Agreed. Yeah.
3, maybe.
Damn, they really haven't. Damn, when the last time they were really good? A couple years ago. They just making idiotic decisions. So that's what it is. They're just making really bad decisions. They should have never drafted Fournette. To be honest, that are at number 4. Like, if you can't catch the ball and it's just strictly a runner, it's hard to build with consistently a winner with that team. Like we saw the Titans last year with Derrick Henry, but let's see what Fournette does with everyone else. Yo, hello. But yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Did you make her bring you food?
No? What? I had food outside. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was about to say, damn, y'all really big time right now.
Yeah, don't be hazing young Izzy, man.
I would never do that.
I'll make you run laps.
You can't make me run laps. I have flip-flops on. I'm a medical
Jesus
scratch.
can't make you run laps.
Hashtag intern, bro.
I was just about to
That's a
ask.
really good medical reason.
I was about to say, Kenny, can you run laps?
Yes. Wow.
No, I was serious.
On the scooter at the grocery store?
Damn, I'm going to fight y'all when we go off the air. It's all good.
No, I was very
don't
serious.
think
Like,
he's gonna wait
bro,
till
can he
after we
run
get off the
laps?
air.
You got the limp to match too. Like the store manager won't even test you, bro. You get on that cart, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you see how that dude walks? He definitely needs a cart."
Especially if I show up with the flip-flops and just crack my ankle a couple good times.
Hey, they gonna see him on the camera outside getting out the car. And somebody
they're
gonna
like,
drive up.
Fam.
Hey, here you go, bro. Here you go. That's funny, dog. That is hilarious.
Wait, what am I doing?
Hey,
Fam, call him back. Jesus, do something.
sorry, Kenny. We got love for you, man.
That's the number. I know. It's all good. Honestly, that's nothing compared to when like Sean Kingston first broke out and like everybody started singing "Beautiful Girl" at me at school. Like teachers even did it. Like
damn.
and, like, I had to endure that. Like there's no amount of jokes you can hit me with.
Like, do you know how
Because I
disrespectful?
literally survived that as a freshman and sophomore.
The teachers, I guess.
Bro, teachers.
I guess
are
some
gonna-
teachers, because this one kid, honest to God, truth, I'm telling you, he looks like Biggie Smalls to the eye
got
and
that too.
everything. So I used to be like, "What's up, Biggie Smalls?" And he'd be mad, and all the kids would start dying laughing. But yeah,
Shut up, Pete. Pete, you're going to hell. So go ahead. Just say it. Say the joke.
say it.
I don't really even have one, but you look like
Biggie
Sean
Smalls.
bro.
I was like, that's offensive, bro. Not all fat people look alike. We really don't. And I wasn't even fat as a freshman. I was 190 pounds. Like I lost 90 pounds as a freshman. I was fat as hell in the 8th grade. But like then I played football and then Hell Week and yeah.
I was like that too. Like, well, I mean, I think when I was in 8th grade, I think I was 160 pounds, and then I got freshman year football, I dropped down to like 135, 140.
Yeah, and they don't like. I still have pictures, but like people don't believe it. They're like, "Wait, you were really that?" I was like, "Yeah, I hit a growth spurt right when I was losing weight, so I just shot up." But you really brought up Ryan Sims. Like that shit really blew my mind. Was he like the 23rd overall pick?
No, he was like the 4th pick.
Ryan, the 4th pick? Oh my god!
Him and he was supposed to be that guy.
D tackle.
D tackle number
that's
90.
Like him when that's like Dwayne Robinson out of Kentucky.
He played at North Carolina with Julius Peppers. It was like, they're both going to go to the league and be dominant. Chiefs did have it back because you had him. Then like 5 or 6 years later, you get Glenn Dorsey, where everybody like, he's about to be the next Warren Sapp.
Bro, explain the defensive end to me. Not Travis Jackson.
For what team?
They drafted a defensive end right after him. Tyson Jackson. Explain that.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible. The 3rd overall pick. And he didn't even dominate at LSU. He was like...
He didn't do anything ever.
He was good. That was the Chiefs were clearly
That's like
terrible
taking
then.
Arden Key with the 3rd overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, that draft pick, Tyson Jackson didn't... He called the Chiefs and said, y'all sure? And, like, y'all
all
sure?
this money, you sure you
want
to
pick me 3rd? But... Yeah, man, that's tough.
But yeah. So moving on, the Saints came out saying they were open to trading Alvin Kamara because he wanted Christian McCaffery money. I guess they're okay with paying him around $12 million, but he pretty much.
Which, by the way, bro, the Raiders are not trading for Alvin Kamara, and we're not trading Josh Jacobs. So you really need to stop.
Yeah, I saw your Twitter feed too.
No, yeah, that was terrible.
Nah, it could happen though.
This is an intervention.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
So, okay.
That's
It's
why
an
I'm
intervention.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's an intervention? Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you could play him as a receiver.
Do you think he's going to be as good anywhere else?
Yeah.
I believe
Similar
so too.
role.
But Josh Jacobs is probably better already.
Bro, Bama running backs have like a 5-year lifespan. Mark Ingram is an anomaly.
Well, who was the last Bama running back that the Raiders had that didn't do very well? What was his name?
Trent Richardson missed a wide open hole that
which was terrible. No, but Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, like
they passed on them.
I know,
those guys.
but
Yeah,
Josh Jacobs is different because he didn't play a lot until his last year at Alabama, so he doesn't have a lot of tread.
But he's also not a burner, and how much can you make him your bell cow? Like a guy like Kamara is an offensive mismatch.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: go ahead and let Derek Carr
give me
throw
a
the ball 50 times.
back. Give me a 3rd-round pick back.
Let the Chiefs.
You're gonna give me Kamara.
Hey, the Chiefs are saying let Derek Carr throw the ball 50 times a game against us.
Something's
probably
bound to
winning
happen.
by 8 touchdowns.
Something good has to happen if you throw 50 times a game.
For the other team, yeah.
Shit, we'll see. But with that, I mean, he went back to practice, but that's still pretty amazing to me. But anyway, yeah, so we're talking about Zach Cunningham earlier, who I still think the Raiders should have took, but they passed on him, but they passed on everybody.
This is going to be part of the bingo about every time the Raiders should have took somebody.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know that.
I literally have a hashtag called the Raiders passed on him. You can find just hashtag Raiders passed on him. Dead ass.
Hey, that's funny.
Just a couple. They passed on Travis Kelce, too. It hurts my soul a little bit. But, it is what it is. But Cunningham, he got a 4-year, $58 million contract extension, $23 million guaranteed. Colts Center Ryan Kelly got a 4-year, $50 million contract extension, $34 million guaranteed, which makes him the highest paid center in the NFL.
Good for him, man. I remember when everyone was like, "Oh, he's a can't miss pick," and sure enough, he was.
Some people were kind of like, that could be a bust but Ryan Kelly,
Who is this? Who they say is a can't miss pick?
It's Ryan Kelly.
Ryan Kelly. Oh yeah.
There was like rumbles like he's a great player, but if the Colts don't fix the offensive line and it's just him, this might go bad. But I'm glad they kind of fixed it up. So there's that, and then you got the Giants signing Logan Ryan. You got a 1-year, $7.5 million deal from the Giants. He's going back to his hometown of Jersey because the Giants don't play in New York; they play in New Jersey.
East Rutherford, to be exact.
Indeed. I'm not going to say it's a Jet Stadium because they don't win anything. They're like the Clippers of the NFL.
Agreed.
Actually, no, the Jets
There it
actually
is.
won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
the
Joe
Jets won a
Namath.
Super Bowl. I'll
Shout
take
out
that
to Joe
back.
Namath.
Yeah.
Great Joe Namath.
Then the Bengals gave Joe Mixon a 4-year, $48 million extension. He got about $10 million on the signing bonus.